Hello and welcome to today's video. We are here at the harbor of Vigo and we are about to embark on the boat to the island Cíes, which is right in front of Vigo. We can see it from here, but it's not far away. It's about 45 minutes on the ferry and I'm super excited to go there because I wanted to see those islands for such a long time. They say that on the island Cíes there is one of the best beaches worldwide. So I'm very excited. My expectations are super high and I can't wait to embark. Once we embark on the ferry, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how you can get your tickets to the island Cíes and what you need to keep in mind in order to do so. We just embarked on the ferry and we are about to leave for the island Cíes. There's one thing that you need to know if you want to get to the islands, because the access is actually restricted during high season, which is from the 1st of June until September. And during these months you will have to do an online reservation. You will need to get an authorization via the official webpage, and after that you can make a reservation for the ferry. I'm going to leave you a link in the description below so that you can actually make that authorization online. After that you will get a QR code. That one you will need to show before you get on the boat, and also you will need to get your paper tickets in one of the offices here in Vigo before you get on the boat. And with that you will be ready to go. 45 minutes later, we did arrive here on the island Cíes. We got dropped off right in front of this beach that you can see here behind me. That beach here is the Playa de Rodas, and it is meant to be one of the most beautiful beaches on earth, according to The Guardian, a British newspaper. We are going to explore the island a little bit now. There are lots of hikes that you can do, and obviously you can enjoy the various beaches. This one here is, as far as I know, the biggest, largest and widest beach that you can find, but there are some smaller ones as well in the area where you might have a little bit more privacy. All right, let's explore the island. We are doing a little hike that'll take us more or less 1.5 hours in total. We will go up a little viewpoint that is about 110 meters high. I'm expecting to get a beautiful view over the island, although this is clearly not the highest point of the island. The highest point is almost 200 meters high. Down there, for example, is another beach. You can do some snorkeling here in this area. The pathways here are super clearly marked. There are also a lot of signs here on the way so that you really cannot get lost, and will make sure that you will actually reach the point that you want to reach, and you will always see how far it still is. For now we still have 750 meters to go, so it's not that far anymore. We are at the viewpoint that we wanted to reach at about 110 meters high, and we get a beautiful view over the island. This is absolutely stunning. We can see first of all the way to Vigo, which is over there, and then here behind me you can also see that famous beach, which is meant to be the most beautiful beach on earth. That is where we are going afterwards now. We will see in a little bit whether it actually deserves the title the most beautiful beach in the world or not. But so far we just want to enjoy a little bit further these views, which are absolutely stunning. We can also see the camping area, which is down there as well. And then we get beautiful views over the cliffs of the island Cíes. We just passed the tourist information, which you can see here in the background, and we are now going towards the beach. There's no one living on the island itself, so it is completely inhabited and completely natural. This is actually a natural park. There are some campings where you can actually spend a night or two if you want to, but besides that, nobody lives here on this island. And there is a restaurant here for the people that visit. We found our place to settle down for today. This beach definitely is very, very beautiful. The sand is super white and soft as well. Look at that. And also the water looks beautiful. It is super clear and very beautiful, but I'm touching it with my feet and it's, to be honest, very cold. I'm not so sure if I'm going to dive into that water today completely. We'll see. I've heard that the water here usually is very cold, that this is quite normal for the island Cíes. And well, we are here on the Atlantic coast, and in this area the water from the ria of Vigo mixes up with the water from the Atlantic Ocean, so that probably makes it a bit colder here in this area. But anyway, it is super beautiful, and this is definitely a good place to enjoy a very nice summer day. Just over there behind those dunes here, there's a huge camping area. A lot of people were walking towards that area before, so I guess a lot of people are going to spend the night here. You can do that as well. You will find all the information on the official webpage of the island Cíes that I am linking you below in the description. Alright you guys, for me it is now time to enjoy this beach a little bit. I'm going to lay down, soak in some sun, enjoy the water as well, and have my little break here. I will see you later. We relaxed enough time on the beach for now. It is time to take a little walk along this beautiful beach. We are going to walk all the way to its end to explore the other side of the beach as well. We were playing some beach games before to enjoy our time there. We brought them when we came here actually, and I would also recommend you to bring a umbrella in case you need it and you don't want to be exposed to the sun all day long, because there is actually nothing here on the beach that can give you some shadow. And then we also had some lunch on the beach before. We brought some sandwiches, and I would recommend you to bring some food as well. There's a restaurant when you get here at the little harbor, but anyway, there aren't that many options. So make sure to bring some food with you, but be careful with your food because there are a lot of seagulls here. And actually here on the island Cíes, you can find the largest colony of seagulls here in Europe. And they are hungry. Actually, there was one that tried to steal my sandwich, but I'm not sharing my food, so I protected it. And it's also forbidden to feed them, to feed any kind of animals here, because it can simply do them harm. So make sure to take care of your food and do not feed the animals yourself. Anyway, the island Cíes are the most touristic place here in Galicia and the most visited place. But it really doesn't feel like it. If you have a look around behind me or whatever, you don't see that many people here actually. And you feel like you can fully enjoy this beach for yourself, which is a rare thing in Spain, I think. Because, for example, if you compare to places such as Mallorca or even Barcelona, there are so many people on the beach, you can hardly enjoy them. But here you have so much space, which is obviously because the entrances to this beach is restricted. As mentioned before, you have to get an authorization during the high season to get here. So the entrances are limited, which I personally think is great. First of all, it does protect the area, the natural reserve here. And second of all, it'll just make your stay so much better and more enjoyable, in my opinion. Anyway, for us it is now time to enjoy some more areas here on the island. We are going to explore it a little bit further and go to the other side of the beach. Okay, we are now at an area where it does get a little bit more crowded. That is simply because this one is close to the entry of the camping, so that's why there are a lot of people here coming from the camping to the beach. We finally reached the end of the beach. As you can see here in the background, there's another beach over there, and you can hike there. As mentioned before, there are various hikes that you can do here on the island. And then there are also some guided tours here on the island, which you can do, where you can learn a little bit more about the island itself and simply do some hikes that are guided. You can see those at the entrance. There's tourist information, and there you will find the information about guided tours. We are now back at the harbor here of the island Cíes, which means we are actually waiting for our boat to pick us up to return to Vigo. It is now time for me to actually give you my personal opinion whether this beach deserves the title the best beach of the world or not. Let me start with my pros and cons about why it may deserve it and why not. The pros are clearly that the beach is beautiful. No one can say anything against that, in my opinion. It has white sand, it has blue, clear waters, and it is a super long and wide beach. There is so much space, and as mentioned before, the entrances are limited, so I don't think it will ever get overly crowded, such as beaches in, for example, Mallorca or other places of Spain or Italy, whatever, here in Europe. Then my cons would be that the water is honestly very, very cold. And I don't think it will ever really warm up because it is simply the region here. The water here will always stay a bit chilly. So I personally don't like that so much because for me it's hard to actually enter the water. And then also I must admit that I personally have seen beaches that, in my opinion at least, are more beautiful than this one. That doesn't mean that it's not worth to come here to Galicia to visit this beach. Absolutely not. This beach is a stunning place, but for me, honestly, it is more the whole island that is worth the visit. It is a natural park and it is kept completely natural here. This whole area is basically untouched. There's just this camping. There are a few paths that you can take to do some hiking, and that's basically it. Everything else is 100% nature, and the island is stunning. You will get amazing views. So if you come here, don't just enjoy this beach, walk a little bit around, have a look at some other beaches, because there are other beaches that are definitely also just as beautiful, if not even more beautiful than this one here. And also do some hikes, get on the viewpoints. It is definitely worth it. Now for us, it is time to say goodbye to the island Cíes and return to Vigo. By the way, I also created a video about Vigo, so make sure to check that one out next. And also subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any further adventure. And I will hopefully see you on my next adventure next Sunday.